Hello, everyone. Thanks for the power of the internet. I get to talk with you, and you are correct. This is not Vang Pro. I'm doing Card Fights Arena because the newer cards for this weren't in Vang Pro, so I'm bringing it here. Tell me what you think in the comments if you like Vang Pro more. But today, we have Destined King of Infinity Levidras Empireo. I didn't give the normal one a deck list because I found the deck quite honestly boring, and as a Magnolia main, I really didn't want to put up with it. But this one gives so much more freedom that I actually enjoy the deck. Going over it, the ride line is the normal Levy Address 1, 0. Hey, if you got the grade 0, you don't got to discard for ride. Hey, Energy Blast 3, get a grade 3 or less from among them added to hand. This one's actually now very more important because I threw in Imperio as the ride line. This one's a lot more, how would say, high rolling because you don't guarantee the divine skill. But hear me out. Counterblast 1, put anything from hand into soul. Choose 2, any rear, put Infinity Eyes marker on them, which is already so much better than the first one because you had to choose one yours, one of your opponents. But now you get the freedom, so you can just put them both on your opponent, and hey, look at that, you've already drawn 2. Put them both on yours. Hey, look, your opponent's grade 2, you now rush them down more heavily. Best part is, if you put in the normal Levy Address, not only do you unlock your divine skill, get plus 5k, but you also get a third marker instead of 2, which gives you a lot more customization. And if you're going second, we'll just blast off the divine skill too, and now you got 5 markers, and only one of them has to be on your opponent's board. And we're going real high rolly because we're doing 4 of Levy Address for the Persona ride, but only 3 of the normal one, because I don't like to see it, I never want to see it. It's basically PG fodder, or hey, Counterblast 1, more Infinity tokens. We're accommodating searching it with just the ride line Energy Blast 3 for it, but we also have Radiance Caliburn to get that draw too. Going over the rest of the deck, obviously you're being very aggressive, but you still need some shield value while we're doing 3 fronts, all critical and 4 heals, obviously. You might see a familiar order. Because you have plenty of soul, you're not really using it. I do have Frozen Resentment just to deck thin just a little bit because you play a lot more friendly from hand with some of the newer support. We'll get into it. Of course, from the old one, you are still playing the counter charger because everything needs a counter blast, goddammit, in Stokea. Obviously, we also have Foxtail, which is your extra attack from back row, and you can still do that when your opponent, is grade 2 because you only got to boost a Levy Address, which you will be, and your opponent needs an Infinity Eyes. So yeah, if you're going first, you don't get 5 multi-attack, but for how high rolly it is, you don't need 5 going first with Onfall. But going off, another Soul Blast is from new support, end the battle boosted, Soul Blast 1, move to an open rear, and if you moved it to an Infinity Eyes, you can stand it and it gets another 5k. So it's getting plus 15, making it a 23, which is a magic number, kind of. Of course, from old support, once again, Counterblast. If it has something in the same column, so don't forget, you can get front row and back row Infinity Eyes, being real cheeky to your opponent. But you can call a grade 3 or less from drop and call it a rear, so yet more attacking, and it gets 10k if you have 3 or more, so it doesn't count the sides you put on your opponent. Obviously, he's here because the normal base 1 Searcher, but also extra attack from back row. And now, this new grade 3, at first I hated it. I didn't like it, but it's grown on me. Because if you have 3 or more Infinity Eyes marker, and you don't have a rear guard with the same one, you Soul Blast and call it, so you get a free board. You find it off of Resentment. That's basically 2 free units for Soul Blast 2. But also, when this attacks, Infinity Eyes in the same column, retire another rear guard, get plus 10, and at the end of the battle, you retire it for a draw. The engine she accommodates makes this system so beautiful. But honestly, I haven't done a lot of playtesting with this, but if we go back, go to a test room with this, start off with 0. Also, sorry if you hear mowing, my lawn's a mess. Obviously, bot deck. Keeping this, it's already free. Draw 2, yeah, that's about my luck. Going forced, hey look, discard fodder. Don't even look, because it's going to activate so much value from drop. Ride, get energy. You know, our opponent's turn, we're going to take a damage. Sure, whatever. Draw, hey look, when you would ride from your deck, I can do so without discarding, so we're just going to ride up. Hey, I'm all set up now, because I really can't do anything, so swing, check, cool. Opponent's turn, take 2. Uh-oh. Doesn't very matter, stand, draw. This one's a little bit dicey, but I'm honestly going to say get rid of him because you have Frozen Resentment going off. Ride, Energy Blast 3, so I'm at 3 energy, but more importantly, look at top 5, choose any grade 3 or less card from among them, add it to hand. So, look at top 5. Countercharger, we don't really need at the moment. We already have one, so we want actually her to hand. Shuffle the deck. And now, look, because we're going first, this is what I'm talking about. This is so kind of... Ready? To soul. You get 3 markers. Obviously, because my opponent's grade 2. I don't really need the card draw. It'd be nice, but I could plop... Actually, yeah. I don't have that big of a board, so I would... hit both their front row, have a marker over here. Hey, look. Another counter blast. Choose a grade 3 or less from drop and call it to rear. I don't have 3 Infinity Eyes. I could have if I wanted to, but... Call. And from there, swing with Van just because you were running fronts. So, like, first check, second check. Okay, whatever. Swing. One of them's 10, one of them's 20. If you wanted to, you could Energy Blast 3, look at top 2, choose 1, add it to hand, to guarantee your checks and get him +5, so 25, which is a nicer number. It forces your opponent to use a trigger from hand and something else. So maybe an intercept if they try to push you. Their turn. We don't have the world's largest hand, but we got 50k shield and a PG that we can easily drop Charmin for. Because, you know, free unit from drop, might as well just have 2. But yeah. I'm actually excited for a divine unit outside of, like, my normal ones. I guess the only one I like currently is Lyle. But let me know if you want to see one that I build where normal Levidras is the normal one. Most likely I'm just going to boost, put him down from... keep him at 3 and just replace the ride line. Because honestly, the deck, how it's built, is pretty fine. But if you've made it past my mad ramblings, thank you and have a good one.